Am I the asshole for letting someone screw up a job after they previously reported me for mansplaining? I work with a group of freelancers. Basically, we are all independent contractors who work within the same office. I'm a graphic designer, there is another designer there are web developers, marketing people, etc. We all work for ourselves but pool money together, so that we can all share the expenses on things that wouldn't make sense for each of us to purchase lease individually, bulk software licenses, conference room, office space. We all pay an office manager who handles the background stuff, etc. Also works well for the clients because they can get everything done in one shop and makes it easier to find business. 2 months ago, we brought a marketing person into our group. The printer we use for our final production jobs in our office isn't your average printer at home. It's part of the equipment that we've all bought into. For example, for each job, you have to set which tray to pull paper from and which set of cartridges to use on it. She was constantly printing using the wrong settings, reprinting multiple times, and wasting tons of ink and paper that adds up when you screw up 50 full-color jobs on poster-sized glossy paper. I said something to her that we needed to go over the settings, and she reported to the office manager that I was mansplaining to her. The office manager just said leave her alone, and if she keeps making mistakes, it's all logged on the printer who sent which jobs to it and he'll just charge her more in usage fees. On December 30th, she was doing a job for a local business to print their logo on 5,000 pens. The job cost about $1,600 in materials to do, and she charged them I think $2,000. We get to charge our own prices. I saw when she was setting up the machine that she skipped settings. I let her go ahead and do it her way as to not mansplain to her. I figured she'd do a test and look at the first pen that came out and try different settings, but she didn't, and just had it make all 5,000. When they finished, she flipped out. She came over and asked why the logo on nearly every pen smeared. I told her because she didn't set the delay time between each one to give it the fraction of a second it needed to dry. She asked why I didn't stop her. I said because I previously did that and she reported me for mansplaining. She said, well, this was different, and just stormed off and redid the job. On Thursday, rather than her cut of the pay for the job, she got an invoice. The job ended up using $3,080 in material for the 2 jobs. The company paid $2,000. So rather than a check, she got an invoice for $1,080 to pay back into the company for the supplies used. She told our manager that I should have to pay the difference since I just watched as she did it wrong. He pointed out the last time that I helped, she said I mansplained. So besides trying to get $1,500 out of me to cover the botched job, now she's telling everybody else in the office he's sexist, which no one is believing. Lucky for him. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. First of all, I don't even think she knows what mansplaining is if she thought you telling her how to work something she didn't know how to work was an example. Second, how is mansplaining even a valid enough complaint to go to your boss in the workplace lol? I'm a girl by the way, if that's relevant. Sometimes, you just have to let people make mistakes if they want to hurt you when you try to help them. Not the asshole. No one can reject help and then turn around and blame the person for not helping. That's just stupid. Not the asshole. She is an idiot, and claiming sexism when someone points out validly that you're doing something wrong is damaging to all women. Not the asshole. She's an adult, and she's been at her office job for how long before learning how to use a printer? Whether she likes it or not, she needs to take responsibility for her own work. Not the asshole. It's not your fault that she doesn't know how to use the equipment. It's not your fault that she didn't ask for help despite of it. It's not your fault that she didn't test a small badge before printing 5,000. That's just common sense. That you allegedly mansplained it to her before is completely irrelevant for the damage she caused. That's on her 100%. Even if you explained it in a way that would qualify as mansplaining, that didn't cause the misprints. Wouldn't be cool, but wouldn't cause the misprints. Not the asshole, not even a little bit. Especially if your boss is backing you on this too. Not the asshole. It's not realistic for you to guess which days mansplaining is okay and when you will be reported for it. Obvious. Not the asshole. Either she knew how to use the printer and didn't need your help, or she didn't and she did. She can't just swap between the two positions and expect to look credible. Not the asshole. Rule number 1 in printing: test first. A lesson she just learned the hard way. You tried to help previously. She's an adult and didn't want your help equals accept responsibility for her actions. Not the asshole. Woman here who works with a lot of men who try and tell me how to do my job. You are absolutely in the clear. She thinks she knows better and didn't want your help. She went so far as HR to make that point clear. She doesn't get to pick and choose when you can help or not. I would just avoid talking to her at all and make all communication in writing from now on. She sounds like she will go after anyone and everyone. Not the asshole. Do you all have the ability to vote someone off the island? Because if you do, I suggest she is voted off the island because she is going to be nothing but problems moving forward. Not the asshole. Generally people cry about mansplaining when they know damn well that they're wrong, but their fragile ego won't let them admit it, so they lash out at people trying to help. Could this be an R malicious compliance? She didn't want help. Op complied. She printed 5,000 pens without doing a test print. I wouldn't print 5 business cards without doing a test print. She brought this problem on herself. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. At my job, my rule is if I say something and you act like I'm an idiot, from then on, you're on your own. If you need to do something after that, you have to ask. I refuse to volunteer information if you know what you're doing the first time. I do mention that I don't know if you've learned this before or not, so stop me if you have. Some will say they know what they're doing and go on their way only to come ask questions later. I do help, but I go in my office and laugh to myself later. Not the asshole. Mansplaining is a sexist word made by sexists to cover for their sexism and avoid having to admit fault. She assumed because you were male you couldn't possibly be trying to help and were patronizing her, because she's sexist. Now when faced with the consequences of her actions, she does the exact same thing and accusing your office manager of being sexist, because he's a man and God forbid she admit fault. Side note by the way, high probability if you did point it out, she would have complained and accused you of mansplaining again. Not the asshole. Stay away from her and let her stupid mistakes get her fired. Seeing as you're all freelancers, anyway you can just say she doesn't fit so you don't want to work with her anymore? She sounds like she's just looking to fight you, and if office manager has some kind of boss relationship, then you want to avoid being in the crosshairs, I think. R malicious compliance. I hope you were grinning like a clown every time a pen came out, honestly. You tried to help. She made it clear she didn't want your help, lol. Play stupid games, win costly prizes. Not the asshole. Anyone who uses that phrase should work on getting their second brain cell rather than entering the workforce. Not the asshole. You're not responsible for her error. After she reacted the way she did last time you tried to help her out, it is understandable that you didn't speak up. Not the asshole. The most unsettling part of your story is the beginning. Is that what we've come to? I'm tattling because someone took an interest in helping me and I felt I was mansplained to. This country is screwed. Bunch of overly sensitive toddlers running around these days. Grow up. No. Mansplaining is an inherently sexist term and has no place in the workplace. If it's merely condescending when a woman does it, then it's no different for a man. Janice from HR. I'd raise a complaint with whoever rented the office misandrous the space regarding the discrimination you have received based on your immutable characteristic of sex. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. My understanding of mansplaining, trying not to mansplain myself, probably failing, was that the term was coined when a sexist man assumed that a woman couldn't possibly have the knowledge that she actually has, and, therefore, tries to, helpfully, condescendingly, explain a concept to her that she probably understands better than he does. And it's a great portmanteau, and it happens to a lot of women in professional settings, so it was immediately adopted into the popular vernacular. But, it's such a cool word that some people try to apply it to any setting where any man is trying to explain any concept to any woman. Which is sad, because it's ruining a very clever word and diluting an important workplace consideration. That's fucking gold. NTA, she was too focused on being a victim instead of learning. NTA, pride and arrogance can be costly. Go forward guilt-free and dine on this story for years. Not the asshole. She sounds toxic AF. I suggest staying clear of her from here on out. Mansplaining is when a man who doesn't know what he's talking about tells an educated woman something that is a common misconception or something she already clearly knows due to her qualifications. This is sexism because the man assumes he knows more just because she's a woman and he thinks what he reads online is more qualification than her actual life experience or education. This is not mansplaining. This is you actually knowing more than she does and she's using it as a cop-out to avoid taking responsibility. Not the asshole. The term, mansplaining, became so widely used that it lost all meaning to it. Now, people just throw that word to every person they had social interaction with without fully understanding what mansplaining actually means. It's a legit concern at workplace and deserves to be reported. The thing is, this wasn't it. Not the asshole all around. She couldn't be bothered to listen to you before but then got mad that you just stood by and watched. That's not how this works and she's the asshole for trying to take money from you to pay for her mistake. If she'd listened to you before and hadn't been so quick to judge, she wouldn't be where she is now. The karma is delicious. Not the asshole. Mansplaining is about a man explaining something to a woman that she already knows. She clearly didn't know what she was doing. I believe what you did is called helping. The abridged version. Her, I don't need anyone's help for this. Screws up job. Her, why didn't you help me? Op, because you made me catch flack for it last time. Her, shocked Pikachu face. But, office manager, sends invoice well, you did say you didn't need help, despite that you clearly did, Sue. Awkward moment. Her, well fine, whatever. You're both sexist. Rest of office, yeah, whatever. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Looks like you guys will be getting a new marketing person because she does not jibe with the group and is causing more problems. Info. Did anyone give her any kind of training on the printer when she started or was it just, hi, the printer is over there, have fun? Not the asshole. She told our manager that I should have to pay the difference since I just watched as she did it wrong. He pointed out the last time that I helped, she said I mansplained. So besides trying to get $1,500 out of me to cover the botched job, now she's telling everybody else in the office he's sexist, which no one is believing. Lucky for him. From her perspective, well done. All the necessary communication was in place. Not the asshole. I don't think the office manager handled this particularly well. Not the asshole. It seems she's not even fit for the job. Checking the first test print is pretty normal procedure, it is a common sense. It is on her. NTA. This is why I hate the term, mansplaining, now. It used to be used for specific incidents and it made sense. Now people take it and basically if a man corrects a woman or give input at all it's mansplaining. Mansplaining is an offensive, sexist term. You did nothing wrong. The old phrase, once bitten, twice shy, applies here. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Mansplaining is a real problem but this literally isn't mansplaining. Not the asshole, other factors aside, didn't do a test print, set it for 5K, and walked away. SMH. Not the asshole. You were told to, leave her alone. Out of curiosity, what's stopping her from just quitting and stiffing y'all with a $1,050 bill? Not the asshole but the office manager and this woman are. You have someone making products who clearly doesn't know what the fuck they are doing. They should be forced to be trained like a normal person or leave. Allowing a person to make a pricey mistake like that and then making them pay for it is not the right way to handle this situation. The minute that this woman showed her true colors she should have been told how it's going to be and if she can't handle that she can leave. I do not agree with allowing a person like this to hang around. They will ruin the culture and poison other people with their victimhood. Not the asshole. Ha ha ha. Next time she goes near the printer you should stop what you are doing, turn around to watch her and pull out some popcorn. Not the asshole. Serves her right. She can't call something mansplaining just because a man said it, and then she complains when you don't. Mansplain something to her basically. If she's annoyed by your explanation, it's mansplaining, and if it actually helps her from not making a mistake, it's just explaining, not the asshole. Not the asshole. And I find it to be very satisfying that her being an asshole and reporting you came back to bite her in the ass. Good job, op. Not the asshole. Been there, without the mansplaining part anyway, done that. You don't want my help? Fine. Don't come to me when you screw it up though.